Welcome to the New Heights Show on Education. I'm Pamela Clark, founder and director of the New Heights Educational Group, and I'm here with David Smith, the founder of Silicon Valley High School, who has helped us get these podcasts produced and delivered to you.
Yes, Pamela, when we saw the great things that you and your army of volunteers were achieving at New Heights, we wanted to get involved. We're happy to work with you to leverage the internet and make quality education accessible and affordable to everyone, everywhere.
Thank you, David. We appreciate Silicon Valley High School helping us to get these podcasts out to the hundreds of thousands of listeners from all over the world. So I hope you enjoy the show.
In this week's episode, we will discuss education reform on mission.
Hello, everyone. This is Danielle Washington coming to you live from Ms. Buffy Williams' office. Just sitting around thinking about life and trying to become better people tonight, so check us out. Welcome back. You're on the air with Buffy Williams, and you have been listening to the New Heights Show on Education. We have been discussing the show's purpose on mission.
Good evening. This is your host, Buffy Williams, and you're listening to the New Heights Educational Group, the New Heights Show on Education. I'd like to take a moment to again reflect on our current situation in the world and give our listeners an opportunity to kind of just relax and take a deep breath. I use this little, I have a little, what you call a stress ball that talks on my desk in my office. And I sometimes squeeze it when things get just a little bit too uptight. So I'm going to squeeze it for you guys and let you listen to it.
Relax, calm down now, don't stress, take it easy.
And that usually kind of lightens the mood a little bit. But tonight I have a thought for everyone in the spirit of, let's just all just take a deep breath and just take it easy, because with everything that's going on in the world right now, a lot of people are very tense about certain situations. So I have some thoughts for you tonight. Take a deep breath and just enjoy your life. Just be. Make time for yourself. If you are lonely, grieving, exhausted, frustrated, afraid, or if you're just angry, just take it easy and sit with it. We're all at home together. My heart and prayers and thoughts go out to all of the ones who are making everything more comfortable for us at home by continuing to service our community, service our hospitals, and definitely our law enforcement, our service members who are stepping into the front lines of making things more comfortable for all of us at home. So I want to extend a thank you to them, and I want all of us to just take a deep breath and just take some time for ourselves. On tonight's episode, we're going to discuss Advanced Placement AP versus Dual Enrollment. On last week's show, we discussed the importance of teachers and administrators attending educational conferences and receiving professional development and continuing education credits. Because after all, we're all lifelong learners, so it's inevitable. So students, it doesn't stop after high school or college. We're in it for the long haul. On tonight's episode, we're going to explore the differences and the distinction between advanced placement versus dual enrollment classes and how it benefits the students and the parents in our system of education. So let us hear your thoughts. Call us at 917-948-7542 or put your comments in the chat or tag us on social media using the hashtag NHEG. Or as always, you can post your comments on Twitter at Buffy_Awaken or on Spreaker or Instagram or YouTube. And I'd like to thank my listeners out there who are giving me positive feedback on all the social media platforms. I look forward to reading your comments after each show. But remember that my fellow host at New Heights, Erica Hansen, her show airs on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So when we think about defining, or not think about it, but when we look at the definition for dual enrollment, according to the Department of Higher Education, and ed.gov is again one of my resources for tonight. When you look at the definition for it, it reads, programs are facilitated, dual enrollment programs are facilitated through a partnership between the high school or the K through 12 district and the local institution of higher education, which allows the students to simultaneously earn high school and college credits by taking college level courses that are taught at their high schools. And in some cases, these dual enrollment courses can be taken in a college classroom on a college campus, or they can be taken online. But unlike advanced placement, which have a national curriculum, dual enrollment courses are designed by partnering colleges and universities, and they tend to cost significantly less than traditional college classes. And this saves students money and also allowing them to get a jump start on the post-secondary degree. And when we talk about the differences between advanced placement and dual enrollment, I know that maybe this is the first time that some people have heard this, or maybe people have heard this throughout the years and they're still trying to distinguish between, what's the best format. But again, the dual enrollment classes, those are classes that are, again, facilitated by the partnerships with the schools and institutions of higher education to partner to either offer those courses in an online format on a college campus. And I have even seen college professors actually come to the schools where the students are. And I know that that would have been helpful, because if you're looking at offering dual enrollment versus AP classes, which are advanced placement classes, of course, advanced placement classes are part of the curriculum at the actual high school. And as the definition reads, it is a national curriculum. So they are taught by high school teachers. And so the major distinction there is that even though your high school teacher might also be doubling as working as a second job as a college professor, that's not the particular role that they play within that K through 12 area. And so for dual enrollment, you're looking at institutions of higher education actually providing that course. And so when you're trying to distinguish which one should you choose, a lot of people have expressed that maybe one option is more attractive than the other. So for most high school students and trying to figure out if they're going to take an advanced load or take advanced placement versus actually doing dual enrollment, it comes down to a matter of, number one, access. Do the students have access to actually getting to those classes and attempting to achieve their goals? And students who choose advanced placement, sometimes they think that could be a better option because it's a national curriculum, and they feel like more Ivy League schools will recognize that because they are tasked with learning more in depth or more rigorous, so they feel coursework. And so the answers vary between the students and the teachers and administrators who made comments regarding the advanced placement versus the dual enrollment. One of the other major distinctions was that with the advanced placement, a student takes that particular course, and with both of these are on the 5.0 scale, and the students with advanced placement have to essentially take the course throughout the year that is tailored towards a final exam that determines whether or not they're going to receive both high school credit and college credit. And so we're talking about advanced placement. So when they take the advanced placement class, they could very well make an A and, you know, receive extra credit as far as boosting their GPA at their high school. But if they do not pass the exam at the end of the AP class, then they do not receive the college credit. And because it's a national curriculum, it is more widely accepted throughout most colleges and universities. Whereas the other distinction between dual enrollment is that most dual enrollment agreements are with maybe the local institutions of higher education, and they may offer college credit for the course because it's a local high school, but they won't necessarily, if you go to an Ivy League school, accept that dual enrollment credit. So there are pros and cons to each side of the argument. But also, if you're going to take the advanced placement exam, which is something that is also noted in the literature, that there are a lot of low income students who are not really cognizant of the fact, and I'm sure that it's stated in the syllabus at the beginning of the class, but that once you take that advanced placement class, and in order to take the exam, there is a fee associated with that. And this could be an issue for some low income students, just by virtue of, having to ask their parents yet again, because if they're in advanced placement or dual enrollment, maybe they're in 10th, 11th, or 12th grade. They're paying other fees that are associated with school. And so this is one additional thing that their parents have to pay for. And so looking at the equity of it all, and, are these AP classes versus dual enrollment classes? This is something that you need to talk with your high school counselor about if you're interested in very early on, especially dual enrollment. I know that sometimes you even have to probably start having that conversation as a rising ninth grader, which means at the end of your 8th grade year, you kind of need to already be thinking about, or even your 7th grade year, I would say, but be thinking about what avenue you want to take, because the sooner you start preparing for what avenue you like to take, then it kind of dictates everything that you do after that. Everything is in lockstep, so to speak, so that once you accomplish one thing, then it kind of locks in and places you in a good position to do something else. And so some students are totally clueless about advanced placement or dual enrollment, and you can see the bewilderment on their face when you ask them, well, are you taking dual enrollment classes or advanced placement classes? And they may say, I didn't realize that was an option, because maybe their parents actually went to curriculum night and talked with the counselors, or maybe their parents didn't get an opportunity to because they were working, and so they got all the paperwork sent home, and so everything wasn't clearly explained, or maybe the parents didn't take time to go to the schools and ask these questions, or maybe they don't even know to ask these questions. And so there are a lot of different variants in the